An SMS to 0703 175 6537. Top of the morning to you. Time check, it is 29 minutes to 8. This fine, beautiful Tuesday morning. Today is the 25th of November, 2025. We are slowly inching down to the end of November and moving into the month of December, which is the last month of the year. How have you been January to November? Are you looking forward to December? Anyway, at the same time, today is also the first day of the 16 days of activism, kicking against digital violence against women. The global 16 days of activism. We're talking about digital violence against women in the form of cyberbullying, cyber stalking, any which way, online fraud, whatever it is that is violence against women digitally. So we are also, we over here at Women Radio are joining in the conversation, joining the world to unite against digital violence against women. Interestingly, that's also the theme for this year. With that being said, you are tuned into Women Radio 91.7 FM, the voice of women, Nigeria's first and only radio station for women and their families. This is the Full Breakfast Show, but we are right now in the newspaper review segment of the show. My name is Fumi Bangala, and we've got quite a few to get into this morning. Let's just get into it. It is quite a lot. It is quite a lot. Nigeria has been Nigerian, and we're hoping for light at the end of the tunnel. Today, Tuesday, 25 November 2025, kidnapping crisis. Governors convene emergency session. Schools lockdowns rise. We also have in the Punch newspaper, strike ASU NEC to review federal government's final terms tomorrow on 26th of November, Wednesday tomorrow. Police tighten security in Lagos schools and worship centers. In the Guardian newspaper, we have Nigeria pushes for UNSC reform as Tinubu demands veto-wielding seats for Africa. In the Guardian, we also have UK rejects Nigeria's request to deport Ekweremadu. We'll also get into that this morning. This day newspaper, we have EFCC probes MD National Orthopedic Hospital for alleged 43 million furniture contract, 43 million naira recruitment scam. We also have in the Tuesday newspaper, Oduwole, despite tariff tensions, Nigeria recorded stronger economic diversification, industrial capacity, and amongst others. Finally, in the Disney newspaper, we have Uzodinma targets $1 trillion emo economy. In the Daily Trust, we have time for state police has come, says the Southwest governors. We're going to also get into that this morning. Wife allegedly stabs husband to death 3 days after wedding. What's happening? Military's approach to insecurity not working, says the Kebbi governor. In the Vanguard newspaper, we have Kebbi Niger schools abductions. US to share intel demands action. We also have withdrawal of escorts. Fear grips VIPs as police plan modalities. We saw that yesterday where the president had said he's withdrawing all the personal escorts of VIPs, about 100,000 of them that protect or that escort VIPs. Okay, and so now they are panicking. Seems like it. In the Premium Times newspaper, we have MDC 2025. Experts raise concerns over declining press freedom, welfare in Nigeria, and West Africa. In the Premium Times, we also have families displaced by Boko Haram face starvation after being resettled in new Adamawa homes. In the Nation newspaper, we have names of abducted Niger students released. And then this made my eyes pop this morning. Atiku officially joins ADC. Made my eyes pop, but I'm sure for some people they were like, yeah, it was bound to happen. I actually even like to know what our analyst has to say on this. But when we bring him on, the cable newspaper, if he cannot build PDP, he cannot fix Nigeria, says Oshomole, as he mocks Atiku's defection to ADC. Southwest governors unveil regional security fund, say state police can no longer be delayed. Finally, in the cable newspaper, we have police take custody of suspects wanted over killing of FRSC officer and daughter after his arrest in Ghana. In the Daily Post, we have insecurity, don't shut schools, protect them, Galadima tells the Nigerian government. In the UK rejects Nigeria's request to transfer Ekweremadu. In the Tribune newspaper, we have Nigeria to become center of excellence for counterterrorism. I'm so sorry, I'm laughing because I know that we're in the year 2025. Nigeria, this is NSA Rubadu that says Nigeria to become center of excellence for counterterrorism by 2030. Okay. Great things can happen. Let me not say rubbish. NNPC declares 5.4 trillion naira profit after tax. Finally, in the Tribune newspaper, we have Makinde presents 891.99 billion naira 2026 budget to Oyo Assembly. Finally, in the dailies this morning, we have the pen pushing newspaper, which says, on the march again, Atiku officially joins African Democratic Congress, which is also known as the ADC, ahead of 2027 elections. Yes, those are the headlines this morning. We're about to get into it. You can listen to us live from any part of the world you find yourself in, www.wfm917.com. We're also live on social media on YouTube at WFM917 to see our faces, to even, speak to all. Please do not come by 8:15. Yesterday, we were running a race against that because phone lines will be open 07000917917, 09155917917 are the numbers to call. You can call our toll-free line 0800-123-5917 or text or WhatsApp us on 08155-917-917 or 0703-1756-537. Okay, now that is out of the way, a very good morning to you, Adiolu Adegami, our analyst for this morning.
Good morning, Fumilayo, and good morning to all our family around. It's good to be here this morning.
It's good to have you. It's a pleasure. How was your weekend? How's your today going? How was your yesterday?
Well, yesterday was nice. At least I was able to accomplish one or two things.
Okay. So. All right. Thank you. Always a delight to have you here. I hope you are ready for the people today.
Very well.
All right. I would actually like to know your thoughts on two things before we get into it. Number one is Atiku's defection to ADC. I'd like to know your thoughts on that. You're probably not surprised because it's action film that politicians are acting. Number two, I think I'm going to make it three. Number two is your thoughts on the president withdrawing the escorts from VIPs. And then the third one would be, and we saw this in the headlines, and our analysts delved into it yesterday, but I'd actually like to know your thoughts. There's been conflicting concerns or opinions on whether or not the schools should be shut down, because one side is saying that the schools being shut down is surrendering to the terrorists. Another side is saying that, well, our children need to be safe, right? So I would like to know your thoughts on those three things. Yes, please, go ahead.
Thank you very much. To speak on first, let me take the shutting down of the school.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you see, it's not something that we just say, okay, this is the way we'll go completely. We need to look at the cause, the reason why, and we need to look at what exactly are we trying to do. In this case now, we are trying to protect the life of the students. We don't want the reoccurrence of our children being abducted anymore. So what are the things that we are going to do? We have to put measures in place. The measures that we're going to put in place, are they immediate measures? Are they what can help to curb the kidnapping and abduction of our children. Yes, how do we go about it? Now, before, if we are even going to deploy security operatives to these schools, before that can happen, don't you think there could be reoccurrence of abduction again?
Yeah.
It is possible. So for that not to happen, the best thing the government could do is make sure, let the children go back to their parents, let the school be shut down just for a period where security operatives will be deployed to the schools and secure the schools. It's not going to be a permanent thing. It's not. We're even talking that the schools being shut. We're almost at the end of the year. Most schools are writing exams at the moment. So if that will just help us, are looking at, okay, the exam date for those schools can be shifted to January next year. It will help a lot, rather than us coming to cry wolf again. Oh, our children have been kidnapped. No, let them go back home. Then by next year January, before they resume, every security measures will have been put in place. Security operatives will have been deployed to these schools to secure the schools. So when the students are resuming next year, they are resuming to a secure environment where there will be no anything like adoption. So look, we need to think before we start reacting to everything. We need to look at it holistically. We should stop being sentimental when issues arises. These are issues that border on the life of our children, and these children are the future of this nation. So now we have been talking about insecurity. We have seen the spate of insecurity, the abduction here and there, and killing, all this stuff. How do we go about it? These are the measures by which we can go about it. The measures are let the children go back home for now.
Yeah.
Let us put the measures in place. When we are sure that, okay, we have secured their school, that, okay, by the time they come back to school, they are fully secured, no any incident of abduction or destruction or anything can happen, then we'll have a reason to say, okay, we have done well. But as it is, let them go back home. It's just the end of the year, and schools are already writing exams. So that exam can be shifted to January next year. It doesn't disrupt anything. Their life matters. Their life matters.
Yeah. Okay.
So then let me take on the escort withdrawal. You see, very, we have been looking towards this. Most times the IGP will come and say, oh, we are withdrawing this VIP escort, all this stuff. Before you know it, you will see them again. But now that it is the president that has spoken, let's see if it's going to be firm, if it's going to be what, because in other world, you don't see policemen securing every VIP. For what now? That's why you have this private security outfit. That's what they are meant to do. Go and seek their what do you call it? Their employment. Let them seek their contract. Let them give you their security men to secure you, rather than the one that we have that are meant to secure life and property of the entire public, now being given to certain few numbers of VIP, who at the end of the day are the same people who are terrorizing this nation. That's the honest truth. Most of these crimes that you see being committed are these same VIP that are committing it. So the policeman that is even guiding them knows about it. But the person who is making you happy, giving you money, and you won't do anything. They will just be keeping quiet. But by the time they are withdrawn, and if they do anything of such, the law will be able to face them squarely. They will be able to, even in the course of time, by the time they realize that they are no more the one who are protecting these men, they will even give some information about these people.
Okay.
I say this particular man why I was with him, these are what he was doing. So with that, you see, the government, we must understand who are the VIP. What makes them VIPs? Criminal elements are the one that are the one that we give this police escort to.
Yeah.
I am telling you, whether they are in government, whether they are private, most of them, why do you need police escort in the first instance? Why? If you are not doing anything that you think, some will say because they are rich. Are there no rich men in other world? Are there no rich men there? There are. There are rich men in Nigeria that don't even use escort.
Escorts.
When your hands are clean, you don't need it. When your hands are clean, you don't need it. But when your hands are not clean, you need people to protect you. And you know that normally the police, what they do. So that's being settled. Let's talk about Atiku.
Yeah.
Atiku crossing over and now saying, okay, I'm taking the full-fledged as ADC member. It's not surprising. It is not. When you talk about defection in Nigeria, the number one is Atiku. It's a G when it comes to defection. It's a G. He's number one on the list. Look, I heard, maybe I don't know whether the news is anything to go by, that when Tinubu nominated Amunkwitong for as next chairman, he said, I heard that in some quarter that he said, this Tinubu is a wicked man, though. That he wants to make sure that he has a Guinness Book of Record as a perpetual.
Because he's always applying for president.
No, but as it is, now he should now look at it. He's able to look at the angle of Tinubu. He should now look at his own angle as well. That am I not going to be the number one defector from parties at every election year? He should look at it. He should go back. He left PDP. He was in PDP. He went to ACN. He became a member of CN. He left ACN, went back to PDP. He came back. Come on. And you see, what we are seeing, it shows that Atiku is not after you and I. It's just about their ambition. And what is their ambition? A lot of motives are behind their ambition. And what is the motive mostly? They want to be relevant and they want to continue to partake in the national cake. They want to be the richest man in Africa. That's what they are doing. They want to secure the generation of the 100 generation that is yet unborn. That's what they want to do. They are not coming there for you and I's benefit. They are not coming there to make life better for you and not coming there for posterity of our children. They are coming there basically for... Now imagine somebody who lives in Dubai. He spends most of his time, he and his family are in Dubai. That's where they live permanently. Now you come to Nigeria and you say you want to be our president.
How?
For crying out loud, please. And Nigerians are not gullible. We are intelligent people. I don't see any Nigerian that want to say, I'm going to cast my vote for Atiku come 2027. For what? Let him go. Since he believes that Dubai is better than Nigeria, Dubai is safe, then let him stay there. Nigeria is not safe. Who are the people that have constituted this mayor that we have today in Nigeria? They are. You see, until we the people were able to call a spade, rather than a garden tool, we will never get it right. We will be able to speak to them. Let them see themselves. See the obvious, that they are the one that messed this country and that's brought us to this stalemate that we have at the moment. God will bless Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Adeyemi, for delving into that part. I really wanted to know, because when I saw the headlines yesterday, I was like, I would really, really, really like to know Adeyemi's thoughts on this. But let's get into the juice of today. When I saw this headline was pretty much in almost all the newspapers this morning as well. This one is from the Cable. UK rejects a federal government's request for Ekweremadu to complete prison term in Nigeria. For context, for those that do not know about this, what this story is about. So this the Ekweremadu's, he was arrested by the London Metropolitan Police in 2022, where a man had said, they were trying to use him to get basically organ donor or organ fraud, whichever way you want to put it. And he was presented as a relative who was going to donate his kidney for their who had kidney issues, and they were going to, it was like £80,000 for the transplant. And then this guy was promised work in the UK, but then he now reported to the police, say, Egbamio, it be like say they won't collect my kidney, give their pikin, right? And then, of course, the police got involved, and the Nigerian government has been trying to get him back into the country. They said they're like, oh, you know what, bring him back, we'll sort it out. But then the UK government is saying, oh no, we're not releasing him because we believe strongly that if he comes back into the country, the odds of him continuing his sentence or continuing the remainder of his prison sentence is highly slim. And I thought that was very, very important, or very, very noteworthy, because it's a slap on the Nigerian government and our justice system that the UK government is saying, yes, we know that this person is a Nigerian, but we're not going to send him back because we know that he's not going to continue his jail term, because in their country, organ fraud is a huge crime, right? And they will not stand, they call it modern day slavery, and any offender will face the full wrath of the law. Interestingly, it was not just Ekweremadu that was sentenced to given a prison sentence. His wife, and then the doctor who was involved in the case, was also sentenced. But his wife has come back to Nigeria. I think hers was 4 years, but then she spent half of her sentence. But then in January of this year, she was released and returned back to Nigeria. And so my question to you, Adeyemi, is, I think I have two questions, and I don't want to be cheeky. The first one is, boya the politicians that have been causing havoc should just be caught in other countries, because it looks like their justice system, we can trust it and rely on it that justice will be served, because we already have challenges or concerns with our Nigerian judicial system, to the extent that the president even last week had said, look, we need the public to have faith in the judicial system in Nigeria. What's the way forward? Or what does this doesn't bode well for Nigeria, does it?
Well, thank you very much for me. Yes, it does not speak well of our nation, not even our justice system. Let's be honest with ourselves. It's not about the justice system. It's about the government, the nation, and the people in the nation. That's the honest truth. You see, all the time, every one of us, we tend to cast aspersion on the justice system. No, it's not about the justice system. It's about the Nigerian system, and it's about the people, the Nigerians themselves. Now, why did I say that? When you look at what happens, Ekweremadu is not the only one that has committed crime in Nigeria. We have a lot of them, even come there in the open, talking anyhow in the space, forgetting where they are coming from. We knew quite a number of them that even went to prison just for a short period. Those who are meant to be serving life sentences that were given 2 years. You know, it has to do with the system. It's not about the justice system per se. Now, you see why they will not allow this man to come back. It's simple. Now somebody committed a crime. And I can understand the part of the government, Nigerian government, you know, being a notable person and a person that occupied, a very provincial
yes,
in
as
Nigeria, the deputy Senate president, you understand. So they don't want the other world to make mockery. That's why you saw that they sent the delegation down there. We can all understand that. But all the same, they are looking at it that, look, if we allow this man to come back to Nigeria, looking at the office that he occupied, the influence he had in Nigeria and I still having in Nigeria, will he be able to continue? He will not continue. Let's be honest with ourselves. And secondly, you know, the wife was served half of her imprisonment.
Yeah.
You understand? Based on a licensee that was given to her. And the licensee, I know that the conditions that are stipulated with that licensee would be literally for her to remain in Britain for that remaining 2 years. But you know that after she was released, you know, immediately she left Britain and come to Nigeria. So, and that shows that if a the husband is given that opportunity to be handed over to Nigerian government, definitely by the time he comes to the Nigerian state, he will be free. He will be a free man. And a lot of you see, it's important that, like you rightly said, if these nations outside the shores of of our country can continue to imprison our so-called big men who are criminals, especially those who have laundered money in foreign lands. Now, I spoke about Atiku living in Dubai.
Dubai, yes.
That means he must have laundered a lot of money in there for him to even buy houses, for his business to be established over there. A lot of things has happened. And it is not only Atiku that now lives in Dubai. Most of the generals, they live in Dubai. Most of our politicians, that's their home now. Now they all make sure that Nigeria is destroyed, and they now feel that Nigeria is no longer fit for them to live in. They're not living outside the shores of Nigeria. But when they need money, they will come back to Nigeria and make the money. So with you and I, that we as the ones savage in this country, we should continue to suffer. That's what they are saying. So you see, there is no way the British government will not allow such to happen. They know that a lot of injustice goes on in this nation. They know that the law only applies to the common man in Nigeria. It does not apply to the rich and the elite. It does not apply to them. If it does, a lot of people that are parading themselves as our activists and heroes here and there that are talking tough and loud in the airspace, they ought to be behind bars.
Well, we have a call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, we married. Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Mr. Dayan.
Good morning. Good morning, sir. Evangelist.
Is this Evangelist or is this Prince? Who's speaking, please?
This Evangelist Gibson. How you got me right?
Oh, we can't. I could hardly hear your voice, so Ademi got your voice. I didn't. Good morning. How are you, sir?
Yeah,
He's your guy, Abby. He's your friend. I know.
Thank you, sir. My prayer for this country, every day I wake up early in the morning and late at midnight praying for the peace and unity of this nation. And
Amen.
God will answer my prayers.
Amen.
I know what I've gone through before. And I don't want any of my children, even my enemies, to go through it. And my prayers will not work. I believe God. And then I really agree on what you say. Let's call it so. We are always in a minority when we speak the truth. Well, you can support whoever you want to support. But you should not come here in attacking us. The politicians, let one of them have something to do now. You see, all of them will rally around. But we that are the supporters, because this one is this one is article, this one is a development. You start talking to it's not right. On this security, the North, they are breaking all these things. The Northern elder. And I still say, let's fund declaring state of emergency. Any state that there is this people. You see, they're not these people. They are not living in the bush. They are living with them. And they say they are their brothers. We are here in the south, killing ourselves. And they want it to stop. It will stop. I want it to stop. Have you ever seen Atiku coming out to say this is the quality? Any one of them, look at Atiku next. He's running here and here, looking for a ticket to do. All this is good. How many children? My heart go for these children. Imagine my child being there. Imagine your own child. Will you have them? Will you have peace? And these people, I'm sure that they know what they are doing. And you know, in North, some of them, if you're a child of 20 years, have 20 children, 30 children. You don't really care. So here that you only give back to see another, the one goes to always problem. And that's how if they want the security to stop, it will stop. The North doesn't want it. You are taking it. The Northern elders. And they are saying they are going to win the fight without their support. I'm telling you. And I thank God for US. Let them partner with Nigeria. Any area they you know the government, let them partner with Nigeria and do whatever they want to do to help us. And the politicians, they are one. You know, they're not that they're not. Whether you have what they say they are born to rule. They even say this person that died, the former president that died will be the last president. After they going to, and that's what they are trying to do now. Anytime politics is near, you see this kidnapping. That's what they did during Jonathan. Because Buhari will be the last president. And now that's what they are trying to do, so that they can stop everything and come back to power again. And God will not allow them. Let us think in war. Anywhere I let us do, what is it in this world that you can't live peacefully with one another? If Nigeria united, Nigeria is a very beautiful place. Have you traveled to North, traveled to East, traveled to West? Why are we like this? in other countries. And we tell me how different type and different religion. So when you come to me and say I'm from this time, I'm from this, I cut you off. I don't believe that because I study Bible, I know Bible. Not those you come there and say God called them God, we God never. It's not really because you have this. This main thing is love. And when you have love, you cannot hurt anybody or talk anybody you love anyhow. But when you hear someone can talk anyhow, let us always do the right thing anywhere. Nigeria will be great again. We enjoy this thing. And all these foreign nations, do you think that if Nigeria come together, don't affect them? All our resources being taken there. We want Nigeria to so the resources will not go there. How will they do their country? Some of them are among the people that are obliging us. We should know that. Let us all do the right thing. Nigeria, believe. God bless you. God bless Nigeria.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for your contribution, Evangelist Dixon. It was good to hear from you. We didn't hear you yesterday. Okay, please, Ademi, go ahead.
Well, let me just talk a little of what our past evangelist has spoken about. You see, I'm one of the advocates that we always say, if the insecurity in the north is going to stop, the government has to do a lot. And it doesn't take much. What does it have to do? Let there be a law that said, although the law is there, no state of emergency, let it be introduced to any state where there is insurgency. By the time the governor of that state says that, oh, my state will be declared a state of emergency, the governor will sit up. And I've said it, let any paramount ruler in that area be deposed from the throne. And if you, the Lord, let them be dethroned. You see, by the time you put these laws in place, I tell you, everybody will sit up. And like Evangelist rightly said, is the truth. If the Northern elite, if they actually want this insecurity to stop, it's in their hands. They are the one behind it. We should stop being deceptive. We should stop deceiving ourselves. They are the one behind it. They are the one benefiting from it. That's the honest truth. The common man that you see, they are foot soldiers. They are not benefiting. Do you see them? Can I have so much million that those boys are collecting from those abductees, and yet they will be looking so haggard as they are? No. There are people that are collecting this money from them. There are people sponsoring them. Who are the people using shopper to give them arms and food? Who are the people? Is there an ordinary man? Do I have the money to go and get a shopper? Huh? It doesn't. These are the people. These are the so-called money mongers, the so-called the wealthy, the so-called the elite in the north. They are the one, and because of why? Because of the natural resources in the north that they are illegally mining and selling to the outside world. Let's be honest with ourselves. And you see, I think President Tinubu needs to hear this morning. It's important. You see, President Tinubu should shy away from the fact that he's thinking about 2027. Whatever he does now that Nigerian people can see and say, yes, he has done well, we bring him back to government in 2027. It is not in being diplomatic with the happenings in this nation.
Yeah.
Let him be decisive with his decisions. When he's decisive, if we Nigeria can see that he's able to put a stop to insecurity in the north by taking action, by prosecuting anybody that is prosecutable, by imprisoning anybody that is meant to go into prison, then you will see that Nigerians will support him. He should stop being diplomatic. He should stop looking at plain safe. He should come out. He's the leader. He should do something. He should use the law. He has the law. He has the power in his hand. They are not superior to him. Nobody is superior to the president of Nigeria. Nobody is superior to the laws of this nation.
True.
So let the law take hold of anybody. If that is done, I tell you, President Tinubu, you should be rest assured that Nigerians will support you. All we care about is a better Nigeria. All we care is about a secure Nigeria. All we care about is about a progressive Nigeria. If we have this, I tell you, it does not matter who they are. It does not matter their coalition. Everybody will stand up and fight and support you because they know that you have done what they expect of you. What will you need? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adeyemi. You've really said it all, because it just feels like we keep dragging our feet rather than attacking not even the issue, the root cause. Like everybody keeps saying that we know where the root cause is, we know what the root cause is, we know who it is, and yet the president is trying to temper justice with mercy and all of that, but people's lives, the schoolgirls over at Kebbi have still not been found. The schoolgirls from Niger State have not been found. There were some over the weekend from Brno, and many others that haven't made it even into the news. It's high time that the president steps in and does what he's supposed to do as the president. Yesterday we had tweeted, I'd asked the question. I said that when the choir, we're thankful that the abductees from the choir church, from the choir church, were released, but how were they released? We realized, we saw that we weren't seeing how they were released, and there's been conflicting opinions again that maybe they surrendered to them, maybe they were giving, because as of last week they were they were demanding for 100 million per abductee as at last week, but as at Sunday night they were released. Was this money paid, or that you're not supposed to negotiate with terrorists?
Thank you very much, Fumi. You see, before we even go there, there's a film that is is in Netflix, or I saw one of the film called The Head. Have you watched it? The Head.
No, I don't have the power to.
You see The Head. If you actually watch it, you'll see it's about insecurity and these kidnappers and the role, how our security agency, how they have been, coordinating. They have not been coordinating effectively. We must say the truth.
Okay.
Okay, I want to take us back to those times that these girls were abducted. The moment they are able to secure maybe one or two of these abductees, the next thing, our security operatives will fall back. You don't fall back. You don't retreat. The moment there is any abduction, you go all out until you are able to recover and overtake. But the moment they say they're able to secure maybe 30 of the abductees, the next thing they will come back and now be telling us we have secured. What about those ones? The moment you withdraw, that means that you are creating space for those people to continue to move. You are creating space for them to continue to execute their plan. But if as the one that happened in Kwara, if immediately it happened, you go after them, follow them to the end. They are going to meet a wall at a point. When they meet a wall, then you face them head on, squarely. You'll be able to recover everybody. When they see that is the way you operate, they will not come back again, because they will know that if we do it, man, we are not going to escape. But by the time you get to a level, you now say you are going back. Well, going back for where? Going back for where? You see, the problem is that our security operatives, I don't know who is giving them that command. I don't know that theater commander or the strategic commander or the planning commander that is giving them those orders that they said you should come back after you have recovered. No, until you are able to recover all.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they will say they have laid down their life for us. That's not how to lay down their lives for us. We are paying them for everything they are doing. That is the work you have chosen. That's the path you have chosen. And yet, our tax money are being used to secure you, to make sure that you and your family, you live well. And you are not really carrying out your duty as it is what should be done. So what are you now? After they gave him maybe for the SUV, all this stuff, and he's still talking that it's not enough. Is that not crazy? After me, I will spend 35 years in making sure that Nigeria is works. Nigeria is progressing, and yet they will end up giving you 4 million, 10 million at the end of the day, and somebody is earning hundreds of millions with a lot of benefits, and he will still be talking, and yet what he's meant to do is not doing it. And you will be celebrating such people. So go on with nothing, because you have not performed the duty that is assigned to you, that you signed for. You see what Buhari started it. You saw he compensated those generals that in their presence the whole country was immersed. He gave them everything. He now made them ambassadors. By now they ought to have been recalled. What kind of ambassadors are they? Criminal enemies that are ambassadors. We should think about it. These are the people that are benefiting. You heard that even our so-called mineral resources are being mined by the generals in the north.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Even in the south, the oil bunkering is being done by the generals. So what's the problem? What are they serving? We must be people with ourselves if we want to move forward as a nation, as a people. It's now that we should talk and we should stand up to them. Please.
Thank you so much, Adeyemi. Let's move on to the next headline. I understand that Nigeria's issues can be very, very, challenging and frustrating. So we do appreciate, your passionate with this matter. But let's move on to the next one. The time is 11 minutes after 8 this morning. You're still tuned into Women Radio 91.7 FM. We are right now in the newspaper review segment of the Full Breakfast Show. The second headline is from the Daily Trust. Insecurity, the time for state police has come, says Southwest governors. The state police conversation has been on and off for a while, but right now in the heat of, or at the peak of insecurity in Nigeria, the Southwest governors had a forum, and then they called on the federal government to secure, the forest belts, which they've said, look, these forest areas are where these criminal elements are hiding out. Is there no way to flush them out from those places? To be honest, I don't think personally that it's okay or like they should be able to flush them out. What is stopping them from flushing them out? But however, just to continue, in the communique issued after the meeting in Ibadan, all 6 governors from the Southwest had agreed that the federal government should deploy forest guards across Southwest states, with each state government responsible for providing the required personnel. And the governors in attendance were Governor Dapo Abiodun of Ogun State, Biodun Ebanji of Ekiti, Lucky Ayedatiwa of Ondo, Osun State Governor Ademola Teleke, who was represented by his deputy, and then, of course, Seyi Makinde, who was the host governor. And while they, commended the president, they're like, look, sir, like what you just did right now, Adeyemi, we need to get in front of this thing, and if we need to set up different funds for it, let's go ahead to do it. If we need to improve our intelligence gathering and rapid response across the 6 states, to be fair and to be honest, this should cut across all the states in Nigeria, especially the northern states that are being really attacked by this north central, the northern states and all of that. Adeyemi, I would like to know what your thoughts are on this matter. Again, the state's police conversation has been going on for a while, and there's not been a conclusion, so to speak. But would you say that there is a need for the state police? Would you say that it will make things better? That's one. Number two, would you agree with the state governor saying that, look, forest guards need to be posted? These people need to be flushed out of the forest, of these places that they're in. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much for me. There ought not to be a safe haven for any criminal elements.
Absolutely.
In any part of this nation as it is, whether in the forest, whether in the city, in the urban or the rural area, there ought not to be a safe haven for them. Now, you see, if this matter is so important, if the northern elites see it as a matter of urgency, as what they need to tackle, is it the Southwest governor that need to be talking this now? Is it not the northern region? That is being ravaged with this insecurity, that they ought to have taken a decision on that.
Well, to be fair to them, they've been trying to come together to.
Don't be deceived. Don't be deceived. That's to tell you who they are over there. They believe so much that some people are meant to be servants for life, while some people are meant to be their organ that will be feeding them. That's what you see happening there. How will the Southwest governors sit down and look when they see what has happened in Kwara State, That means it's already flowing into the southwest. It happened, if not for Sunday Igboho, like Oyo State would have been a dead where they would have been operating. I remember way back, and that was the reason why they intended to make sure that they malend that man. I remember in Igogo, what do you call that town in Oyo, where this man was operating, where they went ravaging, killing, and destroying and raping the women in that community. Until Sunday came in, and even the man that was driven, that ran to squatters, they said the moment he hears the name Sunday Igboho, he's afraid. Because he knows what he can do. You see how they operated there. We cannot now sit down. Come on. You saw how they went into that church. Come on. Please, what are we talking? Are we going to allow that to continue to happen? By the time that one that takes place there, and they get away with it, and they enter into all of that southwest, now you have been saying Lagos is a safe haven. Lagos is not going to be a safe haven, no. Because they come in droves into Lagos every day.
Yes.
And now they're talking about how to take measure on the influx. It's important. There should be some measures that has to be put in place. If you don't have any work that you can do in Lagos, there's no reason for you coming to Lagos. There's no reason. We should be screened. I'm telling you, in Beijing, even their citizens, they screen them. They screen them because they don't want them to come and mess up Beijing. They don't want. And if this is where every one of us as Nigerians will converge to transact business, to make a living, we have said this is our commercial hub. Do we allow some elements, criminal elements, to come and disrupt everything that we have in here? Do we? Do we allow them to come to now start killing the people, burning houses? No, it shouldn't be allowed. So it is time to take action rather than rhetoric. Now the governor of Southwest have come together. They are talking, they first came together when this insecurity started. That's when they established Amotekun. But now, because Amotekun is not being allowed by the federal government, you can see they were not allowed to be harmed, fully harmed. And terrorists have been allowed to be harmed, going about with assorted weapons and ammunition. But those people that we call their excesses are not being allowed to be harmed. So that's why they are calling for state police, because we call it police. It is not just anything. So they will under that they can be the government and the law can allow them to be harmed so that they can protect life and property. Since Buhari, Aburatai, and the so-called the IG.
Hi, Ademi. Ademi, we lost Ademi for a hot second. He will be joining us shortly, but you're still tuned into Women Radio 91.7 FM, the voice of women, Nigeria's first and only radio station for women and their families. This is the newspaper review segment of the Full Breakfast Show this morning, and we have been treating some of the headlines with our with our analyst Adeole Adeyemi, and he's been weighing in on and giving his submissions on the different headlines that caught our eye that we've been tackling this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Francis.
Good morning, Francis. How are you? Please go ahead.
I'm okay, yeah. I want to thank God for Adeyemi. Most of the days when he come on radio, I always tag him a hired analyst. But today, God has touched his tongue to speak the truth by sending a message to Tinubu. It's a strong message. And our president himself, he knows that what he's doing, putting fear in his heart, is about 2027. That's why he doesn't want to do the needful. You know that the northern people, they are the problem of this nation. he knows very well, but he don't want to speak against it because of 2027. But thank God this morning, Chief Adeyemi has sent this message to him. So if he understands, let him do what he's supposed to do. I was supposed to travel on Saturday, but all this Nigeria, for those the other God knows why I didn't travel again. So thank God for Adeyemi this morning, just this morning in particular.
Thank you so much, Francis, for calling in. Adeyemi would get your he'll get your compliments, your message to him. We're still waiting on Adeyemi to join us, but while he's joining, let's take these messages this morning. This kind of threats terrorists are saying should not be taken lightly. It is a reminder that insecurity has reached an unacceptable level and demands immediate coordinated action from our security agencies. Every Nigerian, from the highest office to ordinary citizens, deserves protection. Intelligence gathering, swift investigations, and decisive operations must follow without delay. No terrorist group should ever feel bold enough to make such statements. Thank you so much for your message, Olusoga Ajayi from Onla Ikorodu. He also says the whole Ekweremadu issue just exposes how broken our system has become. How can the federal government even request that he completes his sentence here when we still struggle to enforce basic justice at home? Until we fix our justice system, rebuild trust, and end the policy failures that have weakened the country under this government, we'll keep facing this kind of international embarrassment. Nigeria needs leadership that restores credibility, not more shortcuts. This one is from Additional Wasiu. He says, top of the morning to you guys in the studio. Nigerian delegation led by Attorney General of Federation went to the UK for release of Ekweremadu to come and complete his sentence in Nigeria. My question to the federal government is the release of Ekweremadu our priority now? Nigeria has been crying for over 2 decades now that we need state police because ordinary citizens are being killed since, and no way out of it because they're not a priority. Let me use this medium to beg Mr. President to give permission to the states that are ready to establish state police for the protection of their citizens. And for Atiku Abubakar, he's a serial loser and constant defector. Finally, we have Olu from Okearo says, good morning, WFM team. So sad that the school can boast of about 500 students at primary and secondary level, cannot advance standard security measures such as CCTV and solar systems for safety purposes. This is clearly a huge failure on the part of the management team of St. Mary's Private Catholic Primary and Secondary Schools in Papiri, Agwara local government in Niger State. Thank you, Olu, for your message. I mean, this is something that every individual now has to start looking into. But at the end of the day, even if you say, oh, I'm putting CCTV and solar system for safety purposes, the role of the state government, the federal government, is still to make sure that the citizens are safe. So this is just a branch of the bigger issue. The bigger issue is that there is insecurity and there is terrorism in the country. But thank you for your message, Olu from Okearo. Adeyemi, sorry about the internet connectivity, but before you came back, Francis had called to appreciate you and your thoughts and your submission on what you said. He said he absolutely agrees with everything that you said. In 1 minute, because we're running out of time, you can give us a conclusion, your final word on how we can move on as a nation.
Oh, well, thank you very much. For us to move on as a nation, the responsibility lies with you and I, the citizens. Because until we are able to hold these people accountable, they will not do the needful. That's the honest truth. And I said it, the Constitution has given us every opportunity that we'll be able to do that. What is the opportunity? What's the privilege that we are being given by the Constitution? The power to recall members of the National House of Assembly. That power is inherent in us as voters, as electorate, as Nigerians. We can recall them. When we are able to recall 2 or 3 or 4 of them, they will sit up and be able to exercise their duty as a check and balance for the executive. They will be able to be the one that will carry that which we desire as a people to the to the executive and to do the needful. Until we're able to understand that, there is no way. Until we, the people, as said, we are tired of what we are going through. Until we are tired, so as it is, we are not tired, because Nigerians, we always look for a way out in every situation. We still see that there are ways. That's why we are not tired. That is why we still allow these people to go to get away with what they are doing. Until we are tired, until we understand that we have that power, until we understand that the power of government is with us. We are the government. It is our nation. It is not theirs. We are only giving them to manage the administration of the affairs of this nation as a trustee, because all of us cannot be together as the president all together at once, as the House of Assembly members at the same time. That is why we have selected just few members among us to represent us. And if they are not doing what they ought to do as a people to better the lot of Nigerians, then we ought to do the needful by standing up and holding them accountable. God bless Nigeria.
God bless Nigeria. Thank you so much for your final submission, Adeyemi. As always, it is a delight and a pleasure to have you come on the show. Today was quite, eye-opening, enlightening as well, not just for me, but for the caller as well that has called in, for the person listening as well. Thank you so much for your calls. Thank you so much for your messages. We truly, truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you, Adeyemi. See you next time as you come on.
See you on Saturday.
What?
See you on Saturday.
All right. Please, what's happening on Saturday?
It's Saturday, not 29th. Award.
Oh, it's on Friday, 28th.
Is it 28th?
It's 28th, Adeyemi. It's 28th, so it's Friday, 28th. We will send you a reminder as well. Thank you so much. 9 o'clock is the news, and 9:05 is her lens. Do not go anywhere. This is still Women Radio.